I mean, everybody goes quiet.
So I think that was
Yeah.
30
Well, make
years
sure
ago.
everybody knew that, so, come on in here, Commissioner Harrison. We're gonna go ahead and call this meeting to order. And, prior to getting started here, just kind of bring everybody up to speed. For those that, aren't familiar, obviously, this is to plan the Sumner County section of the 50th anniversary of America. And also, we are going to be collaborating with cities. We're going to talk about this in a little bit. But before we get started, what I want to do is I just want to go around the table, and I want everybody to just briefly introduce themselves and who they're affiliated with. And then we will move on to the more formal part of the approval of the agenda and so forth. So Henry, we'll start with you.
Alrighty, well, I'm the current president of the Colonel Anthony Bledsoe chapter of the Sons of American Revolution.
And I'm Tim Diffendorfer with the Colonel Anthony Bledsoe chapter, and I'll be the president next year.
Shannon Bergdorf, County Commissioner.
Deborah Mackert, I'm the regent of the General Jethro Sumner DAR chapter.
Ken Thompson, County Historians, head of the Historic Commission for the city.
Aaron Elert, president of the Bledsoe Lake Historical Association, which oversees Bledsoe Fort Historical Park in Cascade Springs.
I'm Joanna Blau. I'm on the Sumner County Museum Board. I used to be a tour director for Sumner County Tourism.
Reggie Mudd, I'm also a member of the Sons of American Revolution.
Mark Harrison, County Commissioner.
All right. And of course, John Isbell, County Mayor. And there are several people that are missing today. So today is going to be more high level. We're going to go through this agenda, just get people start thinking. And also to talk about grants, because the grants are due on the 1st. So I want to make sure we have to get permission from the county commission to apply for those grants. So I want to make sure that we talk about those a little bit. So moving on, I'd like to get a motion for approval of the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all in favor of the agenda that's put forth?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, hearing none, we have an agenda. Ryan, let's get Ryan Baker to sign in, because Ryan, you're welcome to join us at the table, please.
Thanks, sir.
And do a brief introduction, if you don't mind, for those that may not know you.
Ryan Baker, Executive Director, Sumner County Museum.
Excellent. All right. Okay, next order of business. For this committee, we need a chairman and a vice chairman. They will run the meetings after this and be responsible for the activities. So I will entertain a motion for a chairman.
I move County Mayor Isbell be the chairman.
Second.
Any other nominations? Okay, hearing none, we will move forward by acclamation. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
You glad I showed up now?
I appreciate you. I thought you were gonna be late.
He may be the first person to
I'm
depart
right
the
on
committee.
So how about a vice chairman? Who would like to serve as vice chairman, since I won't show up to any other meetings? I'm just kidding. Do I hear a nomination for a vice chair?
I nominate Mark Harrison.
I nominate Merrill Hyde. Since he's not here.
I've not heard a second for Mark Harrison. I
I
heard him
respect-
jump in real
I
quick to
respect
throw
what
somebody
you're
else.
But thank you.
Second.
So we've got a second for Mark Harrison. Any other nominations? Anybody else here from the floor?
Wait,
Hearing-
Mr. Chairman, we have Mark Harrison on the floor. He's been seconded.
He has
We're
been
voting on
properly
that now?
seconded, and I'm asking for any other nominations. Mr. Hyde's not here to accept, and in all fairness, I would not do that to Mr. Hyde. Okay, Hearing none, Mark Harrison is our vice chair.
Congratulations.
So,
Yes, yeah.
all right.
We'll talk.
All right, so I briefly mentioned partnerships with cities. I had a meeting yesterday with the cities. Gallatin and Hendersonville have started talking, and Portland have started talking about this. So as we go forward, we're going to look at some collaborative efforts with them. I do know Portland had mentioned they're applying for one of the grants. So that's good. Hendersonville and Gallatin has not quite got to that point yet, or at least they didn't indicate that. So we will stay in communication with the cities. We kind of threw some ideas out there, some stuff like a county-wide scavenger hunt, and highlighting all of our historical areas within the cities as well as in the county. So those are some things that are going to start the discussion on with the cities. So that's basically it with the cities. You'll hear more as we go. And if anybody knows anything else, chime in.
The state allocated so much money to the counties, did they not?
It's got to be by grant application.
Okay.
So it is semi-competitive.
So are we competing with Portland and
Not
Gallatin?
really. No.
Okay.
No, I think they'll have the opportunities. Yeah.
Okay.
But it will be semi-competitive based on the project. So yeah, that's where we are with that. And we'll talk about the grants here in just a minute. The other thing is partnership with the state. We'll talk about the website here in just a minute. We've got the state site that's up. I encourage everybody to go on to the state site. I'll have it posted here at the end, but it's tn250.com. Sign up for that newsletter.
I got one today,
I did too.
just a little while ago.
Got a newsletter today. So they will, as we move forward, we will start posting things to their site, and we'll also get some of their resources down to us. Some of the educational resources, we're going to work with the schools. Scott was unable to be here today, but he does want to be part of this. And I will tell you that we're bringing Kim Norfleet in to do our grants. So she will be helping us with our grant projects. She is on loan from the school system. So she will be a great resource for our grants. So let's move to the grant opportunities. Oops, push the right button. Okay, so the grants, there's two primary grants that we're going to be able to apply for. A project support grant, which is maximum that we can get out of that is $20,000. And of course, we're applying for both of them. We just got to figure out what we want within the grants. But first one is project support grants, and you can see that that's open for eligible organizations, and we have to align with 3 different grant areas. We're going to put Kim on that to get that narrative put together, and again, the first deadline on that is September 1st. The second grant is the community support grant, and that's a little bit more. The full funding for that is $25,000, which we will seek. We will have projects for that. Now I do know initially we do have one request, and that's from DAR. The Daughters of the American Revolution would like to put together a plaque for Jethro Sumner. of those that you see on the side of the road. Unbeknownst to me, we don't have anything like that, recognizing Jethro Sumner and the namesake for the county. So that will be one of the projects. I think that's a worthy project, and so we're going to work on that with pricing and location and all that. The DAR is going to get that information to us for that project. So between now and our next meeting, we need to identify some projects and figure out and get those on the table on some things that we want to do. And that's where I want people like Aaron to in our historical sites. That's where I want some people like that to talk about those. So that's our grant opportunities that we have. We'll have to talk more about them. But to be honest with you, I don't have any projects right now other than the Jethro Sumner plaque. So looking to the wisdom of this group for some projects.
So I get a lot of information from the DAR from all over the country, what people are lining up to do. And if you don't mind, I can start emailing those kind of
Please.
ideas to everybody, like what other people are doing, if you want me to.
Yeah.
And then just so you all know, we worked on this today. We met with the fellow that oversees the Veterans Park for the Vietnam Veterans Organization, because this is kind of separate, but it's America 250. We're putting up, our chapter's putting up a plaque about all the men that fought in the American Revolution from Sumner County, or we're going to decide if they were buried here. We've got to figure out, because some people lived here for a while and moved. We got to figure all that out. But anyway, we picked out the place today where it's going to go, and we're raising money for it, and we've already put the deposit down on it. And I was just going to pass that around and let y'all see our brochure and what the plaque is actually going to look like. And hopefully on the back, we're going to be able to list on the back of the plaque their names. So they'll be actually recognized, because we don't have anything.
And the Historical Society is paying for that.
Yes, I was going to say that, and thank you for
Interesting.
that part. So we don't have anything that we all know of that lists these folks that did this, so I'm happy about that.
That is going in to talk about our website. We're going to build a website that's going to be Sumner County specific, that obviously links to the state site, but we would like a clearinghouse of all of that stuff going on the site where citizens can go to it. I'd like to bring tourism in on that. They were invited today, and get their input on trying to move the information out from our committee. So the other thing that came out of the cities was building an app, a TN250 app that you download on your phone. And that's where we can really start getting some dynamic information out there. Websites are primarily static, but if we get that app, we can start building something that's a little more dynamic, bringing the sites to life, and the projects we're doing, the scavenger project, if we decide to do something like that. That's some stuff that we can work on.
Now,
Reggie?
who's gonna do that? Is there somebody at the county that can do that, or do we?
We're looking
need
at building that in-house.
That'd be great.
Through our IT department.
That'd be great.
We don't expect any cost right now, so, but
It's
we'll
good to have
cross that
somebody
bridge.
identified who's gonna do it. So,
Right,
Yeah.
yeah, so we're looking at doing that in-house through our IT department. Actually, we've got James with us, who we think is gonna, well, we know he's gonna build a website. He's working on the app right now. So,
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
don't want to commit him just yet, but I think he's gonna be the one to do it.
Okay, but
I think
Lynn's
he's
in.
been committed, just here.
For the record, you're on video now.
Yeah.
so.
Congratulations,
He
okay.
is semi-committed. So, so what we're gonna need to do, moving past the grant opportunities, we've got to get a database, and this go on the website, database of our historical sites that are pertinent to the 250 celebration, all of our Revolutionary era sites across the county, those that, city and the county. So we need to get that database going to where we can identify that. And I know y'all have better information on all of that than I do, so let's start putting that together. And we'll talk about that a little bit more at the next meeting, as well as starting to put together some stories that talk about Sumner County's influence in the Revolutionary War, in the making of America. Of course, back then, we were really part of North Carolina, but I know Ken's probably the most knowledgeable on that, since he was around. And, saw most of it happen.
Definitely the oldest one at this table.
But Ken is, in all seriousness, Ken is a wealth of information, as well as Aaron, you're going to bring a wealth of information on all of this. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention, Joanna, you were part of the 200.
Tennessee 200, yeah.
Yeah, so you're going to bring a lot of that institutional knowledge of what they did then, that, that some things we can replicate, some things we're going to do new. But she'll bring a lot of that institutional knowledge in for this. So I think that's going to be good. And then we're going to have to talk about, this is a sticky area. Obviously the themes for the event, as we start planning this over the next few months, we start creating themes and figuring out what we want to talk about. And then also, do we want to do sponsorships? We're going to have some grant money, but, obviously that grant money is only going to go so far, and it's going to be for projects. So do we want to talk about having corporate sponsorships? And, we would do this, I would model this kind of after my Christmas deal that I have in Sumner County. The county commission will just create a line item. All the money will come into that line item and be expended from that line item. The other way that we can do that is if we designate a nonprofit in charge of this, and funnel the money through the nonprofit. Now that gives us a little more flexibility, but also, when we have a nonprofit available to do that. So that's something that we've got to talk about, how we want to structure that. We can create the TN 250 nonprofit, but that'll take a while to do. Plus, it'll cost money that we don't need to spend. We can do it, anyway, but that's something that we need to think about, how we want to structure that. If we want to run it through a nonprofit, or if we want to run it through the county. Now, I can tell you, it's easy to run it through the county. The problem with running it through the county is we're under all the county rules of procurement, POs, bid process. If we reach items of that magnitude, we have those rules that we have to follow. So need that on your radar screen. And then,
So what would be involved with the nonprofit as far as requirements or restrictions? I know the county, that's kind of answered that question.
I don't think there's any. Here's the problem that I see running through a nonprofit is, one, the money has to be designated solely for this event.
Mm-hmm.
And will the members of that nonprofit, depending on how that nonprofit's set up,
Mm-hmm.
will the members be okay with that?
So with the
Because basically you're funneling money through a nonprofit.
But the nonprofit could set up a separate account to account for it.
They can set up a separate checking account, which makes it the cleanest,
That's,
and that's a clean way to do it. And then the checks are written directly to the nonprofit through that designated fund of that nonprofit. Now, having said that, what you had, a question that will come up is, you know, your expenditures will be easy. What do you do with the money that's left? If we have a net balance at the end. That's something that we'll have to talk about. And we'll talk about that a year down the road. You know, if we have any excess funds, who do those excess funds go to? Do they go to the county? Not to county government, but I mean to like a county tourism, or go to the county museum, go to the county historical society? Is it divvied up amongst historical sites? You know, many different avenues that we could do, but to be honest, before we set up that account, I would like that question answered rather
That'd be a
than
great
us.
problem to have.
Well, it'd be a great problem to
Yeah.
have. And hopefully we won't have a problem, because hopefully we'll spend everything on the events to make them the best they can be in Sumner County. But you know, we may have $1,000 left over. I don't know.
Have a party.
Let's say
Have a party.
well, we can have a party.
That would cost more than $1,000.
This could be something that we might talk the budget committee to do an appropriation too, like a matching, if we get the grant.
Through the nonprofit, yeah.
Through the nonprofit, to be
Well,
able to help
and-
out with the expenses.
Especially
I
if
can't
we do
imagine that anybody would object to that.
Especially if
Yeah, I
we do
mean,
the
we can
Jethro
ask for-
Sumner thing.
What's that? I'm sorry.
Especially if we do the Jethro Sumner
Yes.
plaque at the court, because
Yes.
we
Yeah.
were thinking the courthouse would be the perfect place to put that.
Yeah.
And we can ask for $10,000 seed money
Yep.
from the county, or $20,000 seed money, to start the process.
While
And
we're
that
waiting on
gives
the
us, with that, we can get the assets to advertise and be able to market all of the marketing assets that we would need to get out to the community, to talk about it, to solicit funds. So.
Kenneth, way back when we did that Gallatin 200 organization, you were part of that. Didn't we set up a separate nonprofit when we did
No, I
that?
didn't have anything. Did Robert Morgan do that?
I think he did, but my next question would be, do we have somebody that could set up the 501c3?
I'm sure I can find somebody, a volunteer to do that for me.
Okay, because
It's
that would
just, it'll
seemingly be a
be-
cleaner.
I can get that
Yeah.
started tomorrow. I've got, I'm sure I've got an attorney that can set up the paperwork, and a CPA that
Because
can
that's a
set
little bit of
up.
a stumble, but if you've got that out of the way, it would seem like.
Well,
that-
inversely, I mean, I'd want to clear through my board, but I think BLHA would be willing. We're probably the smallest, closest knit nonprofit at the table here, and that's probably an advantage for this kind of project. So I'm just throwing that out there. I don't want to get
Okay,
concurrence, but
well, it will, let me do this. I will find out what the investment is to set up the nonprofit, probably $1,000. And we can get that taken care of. And then, and I think doing that, the problem I have with it is the timeframe, how long it takes. But, you know, knowing that it will get approved, we can collect money as of the incorporation date,
Yeah.
knowing that, assuming it's gonna get
Because
approved.
taxes, if you know it's pending, then you.
Yeah,
it's
once it's
taxes.
submitted, you can,
Yeah.
you can start collecting money. You just have to make you have to clarifying statement that, hey, you know, IRS pending review. So yeah, we can do all of that. And, okay, let me get that information. I'll send that out to everybody. I will create a group, because we're not gonna be able to talk about this once a month. I think we can, we'll have to get some group dialogue going. So I'm gonna create an email group, and I include those that are not on it. I hesitate to say this, but I like all the information out there, so reply all. That way, everybody sees everything, because if you ask a question, somebody else has probably asked that question. I know that's going to fill up some inboxes, but I think more communication is better than less communication. And I just want to make sure that we get all that information out there to everybody. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a summary of this meeting, get that out to everybody, and start to create some action items that we can work on based on our discussion today. All of these meetings will be public. We have commissioners on here, so I felt that it's incumbent to make all the meetings public. And so you'll be able to see the video on the meetings, to go back and review anything. And that's basically it.
So just for everybody's awareness, out at Bledsoe Fort, we're having our kind of kickoff or introductory 250th event, September 19th, 20th, 21st, whatever that weekend is. I really didn't want to wait until the actual 250th, which for that site, which would be another, 5 years. So I wanted to, build up and do all that. So September 19th, 20th, 21st-ish, whatever that weekend is, we're having living history event out there.
Also, Rockcastle has their Living History Days with all the fifth graders in the county on the 17th and 18th of September. And some of our DAR people will be out there, ladies will be out there, I'll be out there. So if you want to come help us, we'll enjoy having your help with the kids.
Excellent. Well, see, stuff like this is what we need to start getting in database and start advertising it so people can start seeing this. We're gonna have a colonial fair.
This may be the kickoff we need. We can definitely discuss that.
We also have
It's something I've always wanted to get going again, but I understand the problems with it.
We also are having a grave marking of David Shelby, who's Isaac Shelby's brother, Lake Shelby County. They were at the Battle of Kings Mountain, and that grave marking, I think, is going to be in November. So that grave is in Gallatin off of Maple Street, and there's a long story about that. I'll tell you later. But anyway, we'll keep you all up to date, of course, what we're doing.
Okay.
We've got a lot of things we've started putting on our calendar.
And we'll get the shell for the website out pretty quickly, and that way people can start commenting and give us some good feedback on that, and then start building the app here pretty quick. We'll want that app. Here, my goal for this is us planning between now and January 1st, and really launching everything January 1st. We're still going to be advertising stuff between now and then, but getting our grants in place, getting our projects in place, getting the framework in place to launch everything January 1st, and having events every month starting that time period through our celebration. So,
Let me let Ron tell you about the cemetery tour.
You tell them.
yeah.
We have a cemetery tour in October, first Saturday. It's the 4th, isn't it?
October 4th.
And for the first time, I'm about to lose my voice, so we're doing one family this time. A black Revolutionary soldier and his descendants. And you heard me lecture on Jordan Gibson.
Yep.
And of course, when he died, he was killed by the Indians. And William Hall wrote his narrative of the Indian War, 1785 to 95. And he said he left no white family, but all of his descendants are white. And we're doing a number of his descendants in this cemetery tour. We've never done one family before.
Wow.
So it should be interesting because they all intermarried. Ms. Winchester, Craig Font was his granddaughter. Colonel A.R. Wynn at Wynwood was his great-grandson. And on the way down, we've got a lot more. He has a lot of descendants that are prominent.
That's good. That'll be
All from a
interesting.
black couple.
And me and Mr. Thompson feel pretty confident that the cabin we have out of Bledsoe's is his cabin.
Yeah.
We're waiting on final word from the dendrochronology, which is way overdue, but
Yeah.
hopefully that can transpire during this period too.
Well, that'd be awesome.
And when you all get that report back, we're gonna mark the grave.
Yeah, and the DAR is planning a celebration.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they're already working on it, and, yeah.
Yeah, let's,
I put up a marker to them 2 years ago personally,
good.
in the Bledsoe Cemetery.
Good, yeah, that'd be awesome. I remember our initial conversations about that,
Yeah.
and
Where's this
hopefully
grave
they
on
can
Maple
expedite it.
Oh, the Maple Street grave is David Shelby.
Okay,
Yeah, we're gonna do that in November.
okay.
So probably a little bit of a nuanced question, silly question maybe even. Do we have any desire to do this chronologically like a lot of the historic sites are doing across the country? Or are we're gonna have a 250th celebration for the next 5, 6, 7 years?
That's something we gotta figure out. Yeah, you know, it's, inventory of what we have and the dates. I mean, we can do something each month or, you know, chronologically for the different sites. I mean, that's what we'll decide. Yeah. So those are some things that we need to think about.
I had a thought too, have we considered a time capsule?
Ooh, that's good.
You know, there's some other communities that have talked about that. And again, that's something this committee can talk about.
That was one of our biggest projects for Tennessee 200. Every city,
Yeah.
every county participated in that, and it was a big deal.
I think Portland mentioned a time capsule, and I meant to write that down in my notes. That is something that we can put together.
Yeah.
So we can talk about that time capsule, where we want to put it.
And make sure it's documented where you put it.
Yeah.
Yeah. that's
Yeah,
right.
please
You know the
do.
Well-
problem we have with the courthouse.
Yeah, we still don't know where the one in the courthouse is.
Wow. Well,
So,
there you go.
but,
So, Bill Freer, before he died, he was working on a book about Sumner County's actual place in the founding of the country. That our people had more to do with the founding of the country than we get credit for. And he was writing a book about this because you probably knew about this.
Yeah, but I don't know where those notes are, I guess it's dollars.
Well, right, and see, Tom and I were trying to help them get some sort of insurance policy legally on the copyright, which that didn't, he passed away before all that got settled. But I wondered about that because, you know, he was such a good writer and he had done all the research and, you know, he would tell me how we really had a better place in the history of the country than people ever gave us credit for, and the beginnings of the founding of the country. So, I don't know, maybe we talk to John about that, his
I was
son.
about to say, why don't we reach out to John and see if we can get, if there's a manuscript on it?
Yeah, John Alana probably has it.
Yeah,
Somebody should have that, I would hope.
We had a website with a lot of that on there for many years.
We need to do something about the racehorses.
Mhm.
Because Sumner County was the racing capital of the United States from 1800 to 1845. And that was very important.
Well, the Cottons,
Yeah.
and they were in the Revolution, they were in the racehorse business.
Well, a whole lot of people here were in the racehorse business.
For the 200th, my father was a part of the Pony Express, and we're from Pennsylvania, so he came out of Gettysburg into Chambersburg. It started in Philadelphia and went across the Lincoln Highway. And if we had saddle clubs in Sumner County, that may be of interest. It had a lot of PR. I still have the picture.
Well, we
of
have
it,
John
so.
Lee Swaney from Castaic Springs.
Mhm.
1800, he was a post rider from Nashville.
That's right.
Natchez.
Yeah, but that could
BLA
generate a lot of
jobs.
PR, because a lot of kids don't even know what that's, you know,
Yeah.
what's in the mail,
Yeah.
other than email. You know, so.
that's right.
And he married one of Jordan Gibson's granddaughters.
Jordan Gibson may be the father of our county.
Yeah, right.
Like me, the way this is going.
Yeah, we named it. Yeah, okay. Well, this is a lot of good information, and, you know, we're gonna need, we need to meet at least monthly, and then keep an email start keeping a database of these ideas so we can flesh these out at our meetings. Because this is gonna move pretty fast. And, you know, the first of the year will be upon us pretty quick. So I wanna make sure we take all of these ideas that are out here and hone them in to a plan. And we'll need to do that over the next 90 days. So for now, what we'll do is we'll keep capturing these sticky notes, so to speak, and then we will we'll hone that into a plan. I like doing it chronologically. I'm gonna spend some more time. The TN site doesn't have a whole lot on it yet, so I don't know what other people are doing. But I think it'd be a good idea to see what's going on in some of the other areas. But we've got so much history in Sumner County. I mean, we can really do it right with everything that's going on. So I don't want to squander the opportunity.
I know Deborah knows a lot more about this than I do, but I remember for the Tennessee 200, we did a whole women's project, and there were quite a few up here in Sumner County that they highlighted. One of them I found out was like my great 400 times grandmother.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know that until I got sent to the event for her. I was like, wait a minute.
See, stuff
That was a
like,
really
yeah,
good one.
stuff like that's cool.
And the Middle Tennessee Highland Games are here in Hendersonville. And you know they're gonna have something, so I would, thousands of people, you ever been to the Highland Games?
I have.
Thousands of people go.
Several of the Middle Tennessee DAR chapters are working
Are involved.
We've got a booth with the.
Because that'd be, I think I've probably seen you there over the years, because I competed in it one year on
My
the
wife's on that
athletics.
board, we need a connection.
I was gonna say, because that would be a great tie-in, because that's always right after Labor Day.
Yep. Are they gonna do that this year?
It's the weekend after Labor Day.
Who heads that up now? That's not through tourism.
No, it's Middle
Separate
Tennessee
group.
Highland.
Oh, okay,
Highland-
they just get the park, okay.
Yeah.
They started having it in Sumner, in.
3
in
years
Summersville
ago,
Park,
4
yeah,
years ago,
because
yeah.
they used to move it all around.
Yeah, it was at the Hermitage when it
The
first
Hermitage.
started.
Yeah.
Started
And then
at
it went to
TSU.
Percy,
Started
oh,
at
it
TSU, and then
did.
it went to the Hermitage.
And then it was at Percy Warner, Edwin Warner for a few years.
So they've landed at Sanders Ferry Park?
Yeah,
Mhm.
and then this, like you said, I think it's the third time, maybe.
Third or fourth, yeah.
And like all the bands, come,
From all over the state, the pipe and
and they
drum.
compete
Mhm.
at this event.
Yep. Yeah,
If you're Scottish and you've got a clan,
Mm-hmm.
you can join your clan. There's tents set up by clan.
yep.
You can join your
There's
clan.
big games in Glasgow too, but
Used to
that's-
be, I think it's over now.
Is that, they don't do that anymore? Yeah, because that was big, it seemed like at the
I've been
time.
to that one many times.
Yeah.
I think that ended during COVID.
I mean, there's a lot of things we can do. We just need to, like you said, get all this together and
Yep.
find people to help us do it.
So we'll,
Because the clans could highlight who their Revolutionary War
Mhm.
people are. Just have that in their different tents. They probably already know that.
it's good. All right. Anybody else have anything to add for today? I'm gonna get us a summary and start the email work.
So are you gonna set a meeting time, or is that yet to be determined, or?
Yeah, it's, is this time okay for everybody? I mean, we're not gonna hit everybody,
No,
but we can do it,
but we need to plan it.
yeah, we can, let's do it the same Thursday in August at 3 o'clock. And I think 112 is okay, isn't it? Yeah,
So that'll be the third Thursday?
third Thursday.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, third Thursday. And we'll plan on the third Thursday of each month going forward.
Maybe we should get somebody from like Rockcastle to be on this committee, maybe.
Yeah, he was invited.
Yeah.
Sam was?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, because Erin Barrett, she's in our DAR chapter, she is working there. She
Yep.
might be able to.
She is excellent.
Listen,
Yes.
anybody that you think will contribute,
Okay.
well, yeah, please invite them.
So what?
I casted a pretty wide net,
Yeah.
but I know it wasn't everybody.
One of the things they're gonna do, they're having adopt a daughter, so they're gonna push people, help people trace their family tree. So they're having the different DAR chapters, like there's a Rock Castle one that's actually in Hermitage, and then us, and then I think they're gonna invite the French ladies. So if somebody wanted to learn how to do their family tree, then somebody in my chapter would be the person they adopted to help them. Because we're expecting a lot of people to all of a sudden get interested, and we hope they do. You know, I want to grow our membership with America 250, personally.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think some type of genealogy work.
I mean, we could
You
sponsor
know,
workshops.
Steve Gaines, maybe
Yeah,
get him
absolutely.
involved in it.
Mhm.
He didn't know anything about that stuff.
I know,
Yeah.
Steve's good,
Yeah.
Steve's great.
yeah. He's working with, to get me the period where.
Well, good. Good.
So,
Tim Nixon, Buckshot Nixon, do you know him? He's an incredible genealogist too, local.
we can
Gallatin
always
guy.
use more than one,
Yeah.
but figure out how we can incorporate that into the process as well. Genealogy day or something.
Yeah, we could have workshops at the
Yeah.
different sites. I mean, there's
Yeah.
all, and it'd be sponsored by the Sumner County Committee, see what I'm saying? In
Yeah.
conjunction with that historic site.
And we can have it at historic sites,
Mhm.
you know, do something springtime out there at Bledsoe. Those are cool things. So, all right.
Well, thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you
Mayor,
for
for having
organizing
us.
it.
Thank you.
Great start.
We will continue the communication until the next meeting.
Good to meet you.
Nice to
And
meet
thank
you.
y'all, each one of you for being active with this.
I said I lay
I
low.
want to thank you in advance, because I think we're going to get a lot of good work done.
I think it's
That's
awesome.
that's an accomplishment.
Celebrate.
As you said, it will be here before you know it.
I did
It
my
will
time
be.
when I was 10% that
It
did
will be.
90%. Now I want to be the 90% that does
I
10.
get it.
Done that, been there, done that.